Hello, this is Kelly and isolation protocol day. I just looked it up. My memory is gone. 226, I think. Close enough. Anyhow, I'm still, just a couple of days till NaNoWriMo starts, and I still don't know what I'm going to write. I've come up with a fourth idea. What I normally do is I will write a sample paragraph or two that I may or may not keep, um, just to get a feel. Sorry, I got the hiccups too. Get a feel for the characters and try to figure out what point of view and so on and so forth I want to use. So this is a sample character for spinning wheels. Alrighty, first of all, iced coffee. Yeah, it is still hot here. And, okay, plate of cookies made by my youngest sister's oldest son's wife's sister's boyfriend's mother. I think I got that right. Sounds like the washing machine is a little off spin there, so if there's a lot of noise, whatever, just ignore it. So yeah, I got Gingersnaps, iced coffee, and I'm writing sample paragraphs. So here we go. This is possibly tentatively working title, Spinning Wheels. Kate paced behind a neat stack of luggage, checking her watch yet again. She pulled her phone from her pocket and double-checked the time, and sighed. While her phone was in her hand, she took a photo of her suitcases. Let's see what my Instagram followers think of this. Her thumb flew over her phone, and she groaned. What kind of backward town is this? No signal? She held her phone up and turned around, searching for service. Aha! One bar. No. One. Yes. No. Oh, come on. Let's try for two. She swayed back and forth, hoping for a little more signal. Nice dance. Kate spun at the deep voice. Her heel caught and she fell into the heap of bags. All that crap yours? The man jerked his head toward the scattered suitcases. Kate stood and stiffened. Yes. My grandmother's neighbor will be here any moment. You'd be Katie, then. His baritone might have caught her attention somewhere else, but alone at a bus stop, it just made her nervous. Yes? Your Grammy sent me to fetch you. Best get your stuff loaded. She gets out of the hospital this afternoon. Kate picked up her makeup case. Putting her ear to it, she gave it a careful shake. Nothing seems broken. She reached for her overnight bag, but the mystery man had already tucked it under his sweaty arm, plus two smaller bags in one hand and her huge trunk in the other. Katie straightened and looked around. All that remained was her shoe bag and her purse. With one small bag in each hand, she struggled to keep her footing in the gravel parking lot behind the bus stand. The heels of her stylish shoes sank deep into the gravel and her toes twisted and tilted randomly. I'm going to need some of those, she muttered as she watched the man stride across the gravel in dusty cowboy boots. She almost smiled at the way his butt flexed in his snug jeans when he walked, until she saw him throw her bags haphazardly into the back of a rusty old pickup. She bit her lip when he shoved the bags down between a couple of bales of hay and several burlap sacks. She almost reached the truck when he grabbed the bags out of her hand and shoved them in back also. Get in, he jerked his head. She had to hold onto the filthy truck as she made her way around to the passenger side. Kate wrestled the door open and climbed up into the filthy seat. No, it wasn't. She was surprised. It's clean inside. You know my name. What's yours? He slammed the truck door and shoved the key in. Jameson, and turned the key. The truck roared to life. Over the sound of the engine and the wind whistling through the open windows, any attempt at conversation flew out the window. Kate pulled her jacket tighter. 30 minutes later, they pulled into the parking lot of a large house. Kate slid down from the truck and hustled to catch up to Jameson. At least the area in front of the door was paved. Her heels clicked on the path. Katie! Kate searched for the source of the voice. She looked at a thin, pale woman in a wheelchair, waving her arms. Grammy? Get over here, girl. My, how you have grown. I told Jimmy John to look for a skinny little girl, but look at you. College did you good. Put a little meat on your bones. This is my business partner, Emmy. I don't think you've met her. Emmy, look at my little Katie. She's going to be a doctor, you know. While Grammy continued to shout introductions to everyone in the large sitting room, Emmy quietly pulled Kate aside. She's on pain meds. Makes her a bit more talky-talky than usual. And after the first few sentences, feel free to ignore her. She doesn't notice. After the nurse explained everything and gave Kate a stack of printed instructions, they were ready to take Grammy home. Jameson told Kate to scooch to the middle. She climbed up and scooted over. Then the cowboy scooped Grammy out of the wheelchair and lifted into the passenger seat. He handed the seatbelt to Kate before slamming the door. He's such a nice boy, and so strong, hard worker too. Surprised he didn't take his buddy with him, but then he wouldn't, because there wouldn't be enough room, poor buddy. He'd have to sit on top of all that hay in the back. It's not far, but he spoils that dog something awful. Kate let out the breath she'd been holding at learning that Buddy was a dog. She'd imagined Jameson making a friend sit out on top of the bales of hay, and her distaste for the sullen man went down a notch. If he loved his dog, he couldn't be all bad. Jameson and Grammy kept up a lively conversation all the way back to Grammy's farm. Kate tried to keep up a bit, but it sounded like a foreign language, so she looked at the countryside instead. It was a mixture of grapevines, fruit trees, and open fields with sheep and cattle. Hills rose steeply on each side of a creek that ran alongside the road. Just past a driveway with an arch that read J.J. Stables, Jameson slowed for a sharp curve in the road. He turned onto a driveway. Rose bushes and apple trees lined the long driveway. They pulled up in front of the sprawling ranch house. A large barn was not much further down the driveway. Kate smiled. She hadn't been here for years, but it hadn't changed much. There were a few more silly garden gnomes, and the front garden seemed larger, but she recognized the wide porch with a swing around the side. The front door opened and a big dog flew out. Katie could have sworn his feet never touched the ground. Buddy, calm. Jameson spoke quietly, but the dog skidded to a stop and lay down inches from the cowboy's boots, gravel flying everywhere. Good dog. Stay. Jameson stepped over the immobile dog and carried Grammy up to the porch. Another woman held a chair while he set Grammy down carefully. Then he turned. Hey, buddy! He held his arms wide, and the dog flew up the stairs and leapt into the man's arms, licking his face and squirming in delight. Kate slid down from the truck and wobbled over to the porch steps. Gravel driveways, she muttered. Then, heels clumping on the worn wooden steps, she sat in the chair next to Grammy. Can I get you anything, Grammy? Water? Lunch? Grammy motioned to the woman who stood in the doorway. Antonia, come meet my granddaughter Katie. You remember her. She used to play with your grandchildren. The short woman squeezed her wide rump into the porch chair. Call me Tony. My, you have grown. So pretty. And my Louisa and Fina, they're married now, and from them and the boys, I have 6 great-grandchildren. Which she never lets me forget. And you're my only grandchild, Katie. When are you going to get married? I want my 6 great-grandchildren. Grammy gave an exaggerated wink and laughed. I need to start my career first, Grandma. And finding a husband willing to take care of 6 children. Katie watched as Jameson tossed her suitcases onto the porch, and before she could say another word, he hopped up into his truck and was driving toward the barn. She picked up her makeup case and turned it right side up. Ah, it stinks. Tony reached for it and sniffed. Alpaca food. Stupid beasts are picky eaters. Can you believe that? They like that stuff. She handed the bag to Grammy, who sniffed. Yep, that's alpaca food for you. Should have known Jimmy John would remember. He's such a sweet boy. Katie licked her lips to keep from saying anything. Grammy's sweet boy had been nothing but rude to her. Okay, so that is another option. So that's 4 story options that I have now. I still don't know which one I will write for NaNoWriMo. Uh, Whichever one I'm thinking of on November 1st, I guess is going to be it. So I will let you know. Uh, what else? Anything else? Leslie, say hi. Hello. Leslie's over there making a shawl. Let me grab this. Let me grab this. It's the shawl from Frozen 2. It's the one that Iduna, is that her name? Iduna, whatever. It's the one that one of the characters wears. Um, Anna. Anna's mother wore it, and now Anna wears it. So yeah, it's turning out really cute. She's doing an excellent job. Once she finishes with the fringe, she's going to put the sparkles on. So yeah, it will look so cute. All right, well, I'm going to get back to my iced coffee and my cookies. I love ginger snaps. All right, catch y'all later. Bye.